why Klay is not the missing piece in Dallas. First of all, he is still the third option like he was in Golden State last year. So you're not really upgrading your situation. Yeah, it is an upgrade for Dallas, but he's the third option. The way I saw Luka playing last year is like he carries everything on his back. So, it's hard for, other guys to get in there, like, and then plus you got to get points like to, PJ. I mean, he like scores like 10 to 12 a game. Then Kyrie, he's like 20 to 25, and then Luka's like averaging like 30 to 35. So I don't think like Clay's going to have as big a role as he thinks that he would have, especially still being the third option in Dallas. Second, the first two options, obviously Luka and Kyrie, the amount of shot volume that they put up in a game is just massive. I think Klay, instead of being like the third option, he's going to have to find where he fits in. That could be like it could be 1-3 a game, or one game he'll have like 30 if like Luka's in foul trouble and stuff like that. Like, I think he thought he was coming into Dallas and he was going to have a bigger impact. But with all those shots going around, there's only one basketball. And he's going to have to get him where he fits in. Maybe like I think he's going to go down to like maybe like a 9 to 12 points a game type of player. And that's not talking about his diminishing skills or anything, because I still think he could be great. But there's just too much going on with star power, in Dallas. Like, especially if you just want to single out Luka, like he's not a guy that like gets in where he fits in. He is someone that he has to carry the mass load. So it's going to be hard for Klay to do what he did last year coming off the bench in Golden State and transfer that to Dallas and have like the same efficiency, same amount of production like he did last year in Golden State. And lastly, what they got Klay Thompson for was playoffs. We all know that. That's the bottom line. You got to remember the last playoff action that Klay Thompson had, he wasn't looking all incredible. And a matter of fact, he didn't make a shot. Headband Klay, whatever you want to call him, he was 0 for 10. Where we really needed him, especially in that game, because Sacramento was, just a little beast last year. We needed him, and he just didn't produce. So, Dallas made it to the finals last year. If you just put Klay in there, he's definitely the missing piece. But we got to see if he can perform with them in the playoffs, because we're talking about maybe the last time he's performed at all decent in the playoffs was 2022 in the finals. We know Steph carried that finals, and Klay, like that was his first year back off his crazy injuries. And his back-to-back injuries. So we still have to be a little cautious to see if he can produce in the playoffs like he did 3 or 4 years ago, because he definitely didn't do it last year. And I want to put a side note here. I am thankful and I am respectful of Klay Thompson and the accolades that he got in Golden State. I don't want to come off as a hater, because I didn't know what a championship felt like in the Bay Area as a Warriors fan my whole life. So I respect what he's done. The only thing that got me kind of on Klay's bad side was I didn't like his attitude last year. It's like, even when you're going through a tough situation, you got to keep your head on your shoulders, not be all attitude-y every time, the reporters ask you a fucked up question or whatever. And I just thought he could have carried himself a little bit better last year. I think now that he's in Dallas, he's kind of realizing that. I mean, Warriors fans, we don't gotta like him. Like, we respect what he did and what he's done in the past for us, getting us 4 championships. But, I just think he should have carried himself a little better. And he's on the opposition now. why should we root for him? So I just want to definitely add that in there, that I do respect, what Klay's done for us meaning Warriors fans. So salute.